Hey everybody, Shayne here with Terrestrial Vibes. I'm joined tonight by Tiffany with a modern mystic herself and love of my life. So welcome to the show. We are doing a spiritual Q&A, question and answer period for you guys tonight. So bring your spiritual questions and we will try and provide the best answers we can. And sometimes some of our answers are a bit differing because of A, I'm a man, Tiffany's a woman. B, there I am talking through the other machines. Look at me go. It's magic. It's magic. And B, I come from a kind of a different modality of spiritualism and spirituality than Tiffany does. And we complement each other with a different insight from different backgrounds. So a little bit about my background. I am an exorcist. I am a crystal bowl sound healer. And I am trained in Reiki and Pranic Healing, a few different healing modalities and things over the years. I have been meditating for 20 years. I enjoy teaching meditation. I enjoy teaching and doing Qigong meditation and exercise. And so I bring a lot of kind of some of that Eastern philosophy in, a lot of breathing in, a lot of things like that. And then with regards to how my healing has progressed over the years, I kind of funneled into my niche of being able to deal with some of the more toxic and negative energies that affect us in this world. And yeah, that's about it. So lately, Tiffany and I have been combining our forces to bring you guys a bit of an instructional hour, a bit of a learning hour, I guess it would be, to learn about spirituality and all things Ascension, all things Reiki. Tiffany is a witch, so all things witchy as well. Right. And hopefully she's sharing this out. If I could get you guys, I see Deb is already sharing it out. Hello,
I'm sharing
everybody.
out.
Welcome, everybody. If you're just joining us, sharing is caring, and this helps us kind of move through the Facebook and the YouTube algorithms because you guys share it out and you like and you comment on the posts, and that will help this post reach more and more and more people if more and more people do that. So please like, share, comment, and thanks bunches, Deb, for already doing that. I see you.
I see you. Thank you so much. Hi, Bina.
And I'm going to share it out as well and let Tiffany introduce herself.
Great introduction, by the way.
You are welcome. Thank you.
I'm Tiffany with Modern Mystic. As Shayne explained, I'm more on the witchy side of things. I practice Wicca. I'm also a Reiki master and teacher. And I have 2 classes going on right now for Reiki 1 and 2. I am a licensed spiritual life coach. And I have my master's in counseling psychology. So I kind of come at it from like that witchy angle with the Reiki, and my spirituality also was formed from early on as a child, where I was always an empath. I was always connected to emotions and feelings and energy. As a clairvoyant, I would see auras, I would see spirit growing up. So there was always that aspect of my life that really involved spirituality. And it wasn't until my a big Kundalini awakening where all of a sudden everything really blew up on me and my whole life changed. I'm originally a theater arts teacher, and Shayne is an instructor for adults, a teacher as well. And so we both have
professionals.
Yeah, we're professional teachers, so we come at this from different aspects, and that's what's really cool about our lives, is that everything lined up. It's like the universe put different experiences in our lives to lead us to where we are today.
Yeah, that definitely is something we were talking about not too long ago, actually.
Staticky.
So welcome, everybody. I see you all joining. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome from all the different places. I hope we're getting the comments from everywhere again. Are we double check that maybe? Because last week I wasn't getting the comments everywhere.
It's really bizarre. I can't hear you right now.
You can't hear me?
It's like you're Darth Vader. You sound like Darth Vader.
Wow. Are you the only one that can't hear me?
Hey, can y'all hear that on Shayne's microphone, or is that just me? Sometimes it'll come through just with me and y'all can hear just fine.
Yeah, hopefully I'm still coming through just fine.
I can't understand you. It's bizarre. Hold up.
They're saying it sounds clear. Hi, Shell. It's just you.
It's just me. Okay, let me see.
Are you plugged in? Are we all plugged in? All the things are plugged in. So now that we've established that part and we've introduced ourselves and we're getting everybody to share this out and everybody's getting joined and we're welcoming everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Let us know what you'd like to know about spirituality, 5D Ascension, Reiki, you name it. What is the burning questions on your mind tonight about that sort of thing? So we're going to answer those questions. Dun, dun, and she's back.
And you're all better. It was on my end.
And now you're on the other side.
Oh, I am. That's bizarre. Oh my gosh, it's never been like that before. It's gonna mess me up. All right. I can hear though, so that's a good thing because I couldn't hear at all. We've got Jody. Hi, Jody. You know what? Take care of yourself. Self-care, self-love. That's what a lot of us are dealing with right now.
So how do I deal with heavy feeling energy? So this is the first question.
Very good one.
Thanks. Thanks for this question. This, to me, heavy feeling energy is usually something that needs to ground. It's usually something like you kind of feel it's like thick. It's like a thick energy. It's like the dense energy. And that's typically a lower vibration energy. And when we have lower vibration energy, the best thing we can do is raise our vibration. The lower energy will just kind of fall off. Or we can also do things like grounding. We're going to do some grounding out in the grass. You're going to, put your toes in the grass. And I just did a video about this yesterday, 2 days ago, a couple days ago. I do a video about grounding every once in a while, just to remind you guys that grounding is super important. Another thing is to do an energy sweep where you scoop the energy up and mix it with energy of the sky and sweep down through your aura, front, back, center tube. I think I described that one last week, even in our Q&A as well. So there's a few different techniques that you can deal with heavy feeling energy when you feel that sort of energy come up, right? Tiffany, your phone is vibrating. Your phone is vibrating, Tiffany.
Mine is?
Yeah. Yep. Yep, mine is not vibrating. So do you have any suggestions for heavy feeling energy?
For me, I use a lot of empath type of techniques or like psychic techniques. And so for heavy energy, I number one, check myself first. And I figure out if that energy is coming from within me or is it external? And then if it is external, then I figure out, is it coming from the environment or another person? And I use a bubble of white light and I ask my guides, my guardian angels to help me. And I shield myself and surround myself in a brilliant white light. And then I'm surrounded by gold, violet, different colors, depending on the energy. And I set the intention that anything that is not of my highest good is to be released from me. And I soak in that energy. And then I set the intention that anything that is negative or low vibration cannot enter into my energy. And so I just do a really good energy clearing that way. And I shield myself. I use Palo Santo. I use a good sage stick or a smudge stick with some mugwort, something like that. That's the witchy side of me. Burn some good incense.
Clear it out.
Take a salt bath. Clear out the energy with some salt. Use some crystals to help you, like a good black tourmaline or even just a clear quartz. And just with the intention that that negativity, that heaviness is going to be released from you. And then you can send it down into Mother Earth. You can just push that energy down. You can even do it visually or you can do it physically and just push that energy down and away from you. And for me, that's the way I really deal with heavy energy because I experience that a lot. And a lot of times it's not coming from me. So it's
a lot of times it isn't. No. Sometimes it's a lot to deal with, like what gets stuck in your aura and then what kind of makes you feel heavy after that. So yeah, definitely clearing yourself.
energetics, like Schumann resonance. When the Schumann resonance is doing its weird stuff, sometimes we'll feel like we're on a roller coaster, especially if you're sensitive to those electromagnetic frequencies of Earth herself. And so with things like that, that's where just a good shielding, a good way to just clear that energy out. And like Shayne said, just ground it, go sit in the grass under a tree, take a glass of water with some lemon in it, and just allow that energy to leave you.
Yeah. So let's all take a moment and we'll all just ground right now. How's that sound? And speaking of Schumann resonance, that's going to be, I'm just jumping ahead because there's a few questions before this, but we'll get back to Schumann resonance. Yeah, let's take a grounding. Everybody just take a moment to feel your feet on the floor, your contact to the floor. Maybe you're sitting. Take a deep breath. Just grow some roots, right? Visualize some roots growing like a tree deep into Mother Earth, and just allow that energy exchange between you and Mother Earth, because you can feel that pull, that gravitational pull, right?
Good. I needed that too. I was jittery.
Yeah, I needed that too. We all did a little bit of grounding.
It's not showing our names on here like it usually does. That's weird.
Oh, it disappeared. If I hide it, I come back.
It's weird. I know. Okay, let's see some.
Maybe because we chose a different brand.
Oh, this one. That's a good one, Jen.
So yeah, that was the next question. How do you know if you need a Reiki healing? Have you ever been for a Reiki healing? Because if you haven't been for a Reiki healing yet, then you probably need a Reiki healing.
You can send me a message. We can do distant Reiki.
Long distance Reiki, just as effective as close distance Reiki, for sure. So yeah,
time and space and distance.
How do you know if you need a Reiki healing? I bet if you're asking about feeling if you need a Reiki healing, you probably need a Reiki healing.
Reiki is very healthy.
You're getting that intuitive nudge to be like, hey, what's this Reiki all about? And if you're getting that intuitive nudge to be like, hey, what's this Reiki all about? Then probably should check it out, right? Go
good aura cleanse, a good alignment, and if there's any cords, a good cord cutting, and it will help you to feel so much better energetically. Yeah,
definitely. So yeah, when you are feeling that heavy energy, maybe that's another reason to go get some Reiki healing, right? Or some pranic healing, or some energy healing of some sort. Some people do shamanic healing, and there's just so many modalities out there. Whatever you are drawn to, I think is probably best for you because you're drawn to it, right?
And the thing about Reiki is it's a universal healing energy. And so it's very intuitive. It knows where to go. And Rei literally means universal, and Ki is life force. So it's universal life force energy that's being used to help to give you that boost, to help to ground you and to give you that alignment that you need with your chakras in your energy body. Yeah. And I'm looking at Jacqueline, twins. Is she saying she had twins?
I don't know. It was like 7 minutes ago. Maybe we were talking about something else. And
I know, maybe.
I don't know.
Oh, this one. Oh, Shayne. This one.
How do I deal with odd energy since my mother's death? Well, this is kind of like a Tiffany question more. She's more the medium, and she is the one who speaks more with your deceased loved ones or spirits from the other side, I guess you could say.
I'm wondering if Sammy is feeling the energy of her mother's presence, because that odd energy could actually be the energy of your mom, depending on how long ago she passed. She probably, hung around for a little bit and then crossed over. And then once they cross over, they do like a review time. And then after a little bit, they get to come back. So it's a timing thing. But if you're feeling an energy and you're associating it with your mother's death, either number one, it's your mom letting you know everything's okay. Or number two, you're still going through a grieving process.
She said April of this year.
April?
Yeah. So it's only been a couple months.
Yes. I would say with that would be grieving process. That would be some of that energy that you need to release and deal with on your own, going through those stages of grief of losing your mom. And that's where those techniques we talked about, like energy, like releasing a heavy feeling, those kind of techniques will help you the same way. So do some energy clearing, take a salt bath, light some candles, release those emotions. A lot of times it brings up tears, it makes us cry, but that's healthy because those emotions need to be released. Otherwise, they get stuck and they cause us problems.
True.
And you can
We don't
always
want any
contact
stuck
me.
energy at all.
She can contact me. We can check on a mediumship and see how her mom is, where her mom's at.
Yeah, check with Tiffany. Tiffany does that as part of her business. It's her job. She's good at it.
Thank you.
So check in with Tiffany if that calls to you. That being said, what were you gonna say? You go ahead.
That one, a Kundalini one.
So Kundalini awakening, when you awaken the fiery breath that roars up the spine. Fun times. She had it open last month. It was a wonderful, overwhelming feeling and experience. That's wonderful. And now it's going to continue to bring your upgrades to your spiritual abilities and your connectiveness to the collective oneness, I guess it is, the one consciousness. So that's the whole point of the Kundalini awakening, is to awaken, right?
It's doing it again.
Doing what? The voice?
Uh-huh.
Pop out and back in.
It's weird.
So lots of people can have different experiences with the pop out and back in, sweetie. But lots of people can have different, that's what I was gonna say, lots of people can have different experiences with a Kundalini awakening. It could be all at once, it could be quite a fast thing, it could be something more like myself, which has been taking years and years and years and years to,
like a flower. It's supposed to be like a flower, like a lotus flower opening up. So over years and years and years, that Kundalini weaves its way up through each of the chakras, and as it does so, it helps to reawaken them even further. And it helps to connect you to that energy of that Kundalini, that spark. Like Shayne's is the progressive, which is the healthier way. Mine was a spontaneous. And the spontaneous awakening really, really changed my life. And it awokened up all the gifts that I had as a kid versus opened up more. And I had to find a mentor because my mind was having a really hard time handling my new experience, being so connected because of Kundalini. And so it's one of those things, if you had a spontaneous awakening, then you need to get a mentor to help you, because there are going to be stages within the awakening. And one of them is what's called the dark night of the soul. And when that dark night happens, you want to make sure that you have someone there to help you, because it's releasing all these old traumas, emotions, wounds, stuff like that, all at once.
An experience. There's a lot that goes on, right?
It's a healing energy.
So you gotta make sure that you have the resources there. We try to provide as many resources as we can over the long distance healings and mentoring services that Tiffany offers and all the stuff. And so if that's something you guys need as well, definitely get in touch with Tiffany on her page, Modern Mystic, or if you need something like energy clearing or advice on that side of things as well, my page. I'm going to post the links to our link trees in the chats here. And then the opposite of that, of a Kundalini awakening, is how can someone open their abilities
exactly
without it being spontaneous or a Kundalini awakening? So how do you work on it from that point of view?
Meditation.
You start with that. I would say meditation and breathing too. And I'm going to just find the copy links here so that people can book in with me and Tiffany.
And to open up those abilities even more, you can have a Reiki session. And with the Reiki session, we can check and see how each of your chakras are working, how they're functioning, how your third eye is, and send extra Reiki to those chakras to help open them up further. So give them that boost. And that's where you can do a lot of meditation on your own. Guided visual meditations on chakras, really, really working on raising your vibration is going to help you. So that's where eating more healthy, drinking more water daily, making sure you're doing those practices like grounding, psychic self-care. You're going to want to do daily shielding, those kind of practices. In my group, Modern Mystic, in the guide section, there's tons of articles and information that can help you. So I would suggest joining the group and checking out the guides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and on my end of things, how can someone open their abilities? I've had quite a few years of no abilities opening, and a lot of frustration, and a lot of like, why isn't this working? Why am I different? Why is it easy for everybody else? And all I can say is just stick with it, keep going, because eventually you'll discover your own abilities, and they might not be exactly the same as everybody else's.
Well,
so.
And practicing with tools. So like as a psychic medium, I use tools to help my focus. So get you a good deck of tarot or a good deck of oracle cards and start working with those with your intuition. A pendulum. Yeah, a pendulum. To really work and learn how your gifts and abilities work, and learn and understand what the clairs are. Because the clairs are like claircognizance, which Shayne has, which is clear knowing. There's clairsentient, which is my strongest, which is being an empath. Clairvoyance, which I have clairseeing, and then clairaudience, which Shayne's pretty good with the clairaudience. He gets like the thoughts and words in his head.
Yeah,
and it's just
I get it like a claircognizance. I just know.
You just
if
know.
I'm in the flow, things will just come out. I know in flow.
It's beautiful. So learning what your strongest abilities are is really going to help you to learn like how to work on them. And in the guide section, there's different crystals that are listed for the different abilities, different exercises you can do to work those muscles, because they are intuitive muscles that we're working on.
There is a lot out there. If you want to find some of the best resources to get your abilities open, and Tiffany knows this is coming, check out the Modern Mystic group on Facebook. And if you might already be in the Modern Mystic group and watching us right now, if you're in that group and you haven't, or if you're joining that group, head over to the sections where Tiffany has all the learning there. She has organized everything. I've never seen a group organized this well for learning spirituality. There's a lot of spiritual groups out there, and there's a lot of bigger spiritual groups, and there's a lot of more busy spiritual groups, but this one has the most information that's going to help you.
Yeah.
And that's my humble opinion. It's not just because I like Tiffany.
Thank you.
But I do like Tiffany. She's awesome.
And also I teach psychic development. And so right now we've got a psychic development course running, and we do it through Facebook. And by the end of it, the students are doing tarot and oracle card readings for each other live in a group that's set up for the mentoring. Or Shayne does energy workshops. And so learning how energy works. So just kind of follow us and keep an eye, and there's those extra resources for you. I like this one about the Schumann resonance.
Schumann resonance. So what is the Schumann resonance? It is a way that they've measured the vibration of the earth. Basically, everything in the universe vibrates. And now they're starting to find out that from a scientific side of things, that there really is no solid. There's no like the desk isn't really solid. And if you really think about it, from my standpoint, I teach very sciencey stuff. I teach about radiation, a few other things, radiation safety, and things like that. So I know a lot about how the atoms work and things like that. And I can tell you that there's 99% space compared to how much matter there is. So even in a wood desk, or even in anything solid, even in our bodies, we're more space than we are actual solid, right? So from that standpoint, everything that is solid is vibrating. It's got a vibration to it. You have a vibration to you. Your thoughts have a vibration. Our sound has a vibration. Light has a wavelength or a vibration as well.
Yes, it does.
Different types of light. Everything is vibrating. Even the atoms themselves are vibrating. They're not standing still, right? So because of that, we have to assume that the earth itself vibrates at a certain resonance.
And the Schumann resonance is how they measure it.
And the Schumann one is the one that we go by in this to measure that. It's become the standard, right? So that was the scientist that discovered it or first measured it.
It's an electromagnetic frequency of Earth, and it's measured in hertz. And so normally the Schumann resonance would be at a baseline of about 7.4 hertz. But with solar flares, with storms, activity on Earth, mass
alignment.
meditation, ascension, Earth is raising her frequency. So we'll have spikes where Earth is like 10 hertz. Well, as humans, we typically resonate at about a 7.4 hertz because we acclimate to the hertz of Mother Earth herself. So when the Schumann resonance is doing this on the charts, those of us that are sensitive, we're feeling it.
You can feel it for sure. And I think the collective can feel it, and you can see things happen around on the planet and
it's really cool.
Like so if you start watching the Schumann resonance, I mean, there's lots of resources on the internet where people are interpreting the resonance and
on Twitter and stuff like that. There's some really good ones. And
so there's lots of places you can go and research it and watch it. It's something that you can kind of take with your astrological kind of stuff and go, okay, well, when things are starting to line up, we get a higher resonance too, right? So when the planets are lining up, things like that.
Oh yeah,
full moon, when there's other things happening astrologically, it affects our Schumann resonance in that regard as well. And I think that's something that we forget in a scientific kind of way nowadays, because it's something we knew years and years and years ago, thousands of years ago, when we first come up with a lot of the stargazing and astrology stuff to begin with, right?
Well, it's an ancient science that when Western science came about, they were like, oh, no, we're going to redo everything. And now we're like realizing that it all does line up together. And Western science with metaphysics is catching up by being able to produce results like measuring the Schumann resonance itself. So it's visible proof.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, let's take this moment to welcome everybody who's just joining us to the show. Welcome, 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 everybody. Yeah, we do this on the Friday evenings, not every single Friday. And, sometimes it's a couple weeks in between. But we do get on the Friday evenings and we do a spiritual Q&A for everybody. So if you've got spiritual questions and you want to know the answers, we're usually on for about an hour and a half or so. So we've got about another hour or so. So we got some time to answer some of your questions. So share this out, share it with your spiritual friends and your spiritual groups, and tag your favorite people who might be interested in learning a little bit with us tonight. And let's find the next question, Tiffany.
I see there's a comment from Lisa McDevitt, and she says she's 39 and still looking for home. Find home within yourself, beautiful. That's what I'm supposed to tell you. You're supposed to find home within yourself, and then you're going to attract your tribe. If y'all are interested in Reiki, send me a message through Modern Mystic, or you can message me personally, and
Tiffany
we can
figure something out. All the Reikis.
All the Reikis. I've got a bunch of them.
Tiffany's going to actually teach Master Reiki to me, so I'm excited.
Yay! I've got 2 that finished with Master through me, so you'll be my 3rd. That's the lucky number.
Magic number 3, yeah. What can you tell me about hearing wind chime bells ringing in my left ear during a life purpose reading? Tiffany, that's a common question. What do we hear bells in our ears for?
Pay attention. That's your guides telling you, pay attention. This is important.
Listening. Yeah, start listening to whatever's happening. It's usually I get like this high pitched kind of like.
They cover mine.
You're like, what the heck? And if you're really not listening and they really should be listening, they'll be like, they'll block out your hearing. You'll be like, why am I deaf in one ear? Do I have too much ear wax? What's going on?
It almost feels like an elevation shift, and you're like, but it's like your guide telling you, hey, I'm right here. Listen, this is important.
Yep.
Martine has been reading or listening to an audible by Kyle Gray, Raise Your Vibration. Amazing. For me, my favorite decks is that Debbie? Is that Deb?
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite deck, I love the Lightseer Tarot. I don't have the book right here in front of me. I have it in my bedroom, but the Lightseer Tarot is the one that I typically go to. It's very, very high vibration, and it's an amazing tarot deck. And then I really love using anything like the Lightworker Oracles. Lightworker Oracle deck, stuff like that. Those are kind of my go-to. My first deck was just the original Rider-Waite. So the original tarot is what I picked up when I was 16. And then I love anything by Colette Baron Reed. Oh, here's the Light Seer one. The Light Seer deck. This one is a phenomenal deck to use. And then a go-to of mine is this one by Colette Baron
Took
Reed.
me a while to find a question. I was like scrolling. There's
You're
a
like
few
trying to
questions
find
here,
it.
Tiffany.
Huh?
I said there's a few questions here. It took me a while to find that question.
I
You
know.
were like
I'm
way
trying to
ahead
go in
here.
order.
No, you're way ahead.
Am I ahead?
Oh, maybe not. Never mind. Maybe I was scrolling. I was just really far behind.
Oh, Michelle says she had her awakening with her husband. Girl, that is
Good.
some tantra right there.
Yeah, when you relax and you let it go, you usually release with crying. It's true.
It's true. Very, very true. I have several clairs. Yes. And Michelle, sometimes we will have more heightened clairs than others. So you're gonna have like one or two primaries. Caitlin,
yeah.
I gotta get back with her. Yes. For Reiki session. And Caitlin, I want to get Susan with us. So let's get Susan and we'll do a double Reiki. Jody,
Love Modern Mystic. It's a great group. I love it.
Oh, someone's saying I'm a wonderful resource.
If you're coming in from either the 5D Ascension group or the Modern Mystic group, we can't see your name. It just doesn't show us your name. It just says a Facebook user like this. So you could head over to our pages and join us on the actual feed from the page.
This is a good comment too.
Okay, that's a good question. Yeah.
It's actually a good comment, like kind of what we were talking about, like with sensitivity and with energy. And it's that it can affect our anxiety because electronics put off their own frequency as well. Like I know when I started getting Wi-Fi wireless in my house, I had to acclimate because as a highly sensitive person, I was picking up the energy from the Wi-Fi and it was driving me nuts. I was getting headaches. I felt nauseous. I couldn't figure out what was going on. And my guides were like, you need to shield, you need to clear, you need to, because of Wi-Fi that was starting to become everywhere. So just check in with yourself and ask your higher self or your guides what's going on and shield yourself.
Shield yourself. You can also ask your guides and spiritual helpers to upgrade you so that that stuff doesn't affect you anymore, right? So to say, hey, I need to be upgraded so that the 5G and electronic interference doesn't affect me. I need to be upgraded so that other people's energy doesn't affect me. I need to be, and whenever you ask for, excuse me, whenever you ask for upgrades for yourself, make sure you're asking for upgrades for your spiritual helpers and protectors as well. Everybody should get upgraded whenever you ask. Everybody, all of us.
Always for your highest
spiritual up. Everything that's of the highest good needs to go up in vibration. So when you get upgraded, they get upgraded. So make sure you ask.
Shout out to Pam. I love you, Pam.
There's Pam.
Pam's here. I think we're getting caught up now.
We're starting to get caught up. I get a high pitching ring.
Yay! Caitlin's using the Light Seers deck. Archangel Power tarot cards are amazing. I've got that deck over there. It's the Doreen Virtue, but they're not in print anymore because of that whole Doreen Virtue issue. And so you can get them on like eBay, like used. Or the ones by Radley Valentine. Those are really good. Let's say the energy of retrograde. Oh. The high pitch, I think my angels. Yes, Martina's right. Are you frozen, Shayne? Uh-oh. Is Shayne frozen for y'all? Because he's totally frozen for me. Shayne? Can y'all hear me? Am I still on? Uh-oh. Yeah, Shayne is frozen. Shayne, you're going to have to back out and come back in. There. Okay, he backed out. Okay. I was like, is it just me that's seeing him frozen? Thank you. I appreciate y'all so much. All right, I'm going to go back up here while we're waiting for Shayne. Thank you, Anna. Kisses to you as well. Love you, Pam. Martine, you are just amazing. Jen, I'm the same way. Okay, that's a good question. So, like, it's where there's so much information. I'm not going to lie to y'all. There is so much information that you really start picking up on and learning. Trust your intuition to be guided to learn what you need to at the right time. So like energy of retrograde planets, yeah, it's kind of like a reverse tarot card, and each one kind of has their own energy that they bring to it. They're not really related because retrogrades are planetary, but and they're all for different purposes of like clearing karma, reawakening our spirit, different things like that come about, kind of like the Lionsgate portal that opened up. All of those are different energies that those of us that are sensitive, we pick up on and feel it. I hope that makes sense. Where's Shayne at? Tarot cards, Anna. I just get mine on Amazon. My first deck of tarot, I got like a Barnes and Noble. But you can just get them on Amazon or Hay House, HAYE house.com. They are the publishers for like the Light Seers deck and stuff. And they just had a 50% off sale on all their decks. And they do like the Light Workers Oracle cards, stuff like that. So you can go to Hay House and see if they still have that 50% off deal going on. Let's see. Waiting on Shayne to come back. Numerology. I know the basics. And I know the basics of the energy around the numbers. I Google angel numbers, y'all. So like if I see like 777, I'll Google what 777 angel number, and then I'll go with that information from there. Oh, we got Shayne back. Let's hold up 1 second. There he is.
Am I back?
You're back.
Why am I not working?
It's frozen again.
Am I back?
I can hear you, but you're frozen. There you are. It's kind of glitchy.
I don't know what happened.
I have no clue. We're having some issues today.
I don't know. We just got hit. I'm going to smudge.
Okay. I'll pull this Santo and do the clearing as well. Caitlin, really good question. Give me 1 minute. I'm going to Palo Santo. Shayne is clearing energy as well.
Just going to clear this computer here. Don't forget, you can clear your objects, people.
I'm going to Reiki mine. Well. I'm going to send it Reiki.
Sorry about that. Technology is our best friend. So thanks for holding the show for us, Tiffany.
You're welcome.
Did you talk about numerology without me?
I touched on it, but I just talked more about angel numbers. So we can go back to that one real quick, because you may know more about numerology than I do.
Nope, I don't.
I know the basics.
I like 1111.
1111 is a good one. I've seen that one like my whole life.
I think it's interesting sometimes to watch the numbers. I think that's part of the clues that we need to get from our spirit guides and things when we're first starting out, and with a little confirmation in our life, right? We get that that receipt at the restaurant that says, you know,
you're still glitchy.
Is the sound good though?
The sound is glitchy too, and I can barely see you. Like it's glitched out. Try going out.
Back.
Yeah, come in on your phone. Okay, clearing, good. All right, Caitlin, I honestly really don't know what to do with mine. I tried watching YouTube, total new beginner. Yes. Okay, Caitlin, the rules about like tarot and oracle and stuff, I throw a lot of those out the door, okay? So your tarot deck does not have to be gifted to you. You can go and order one off of Amazon, okay? And if you want, we can add you to our psychic development group. I'll message you. And that is one of the things we do teach is tarot and oracle. Kalista, thank you. I used to use MAC Ruby Woo. MAC Ruby Woo is the red that I choose. This one is a NYX brand, which is a lot like MAC. It's Pinup Pout. And the color is, the color is red hot. So it's a very, very red matte lipstick. So NYX has good ones. You can get them like at Walmart, Walgreens, or MAC Ruby Woo.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey, House. Yes, yes. I had a question about my lipstick.
Good. Is it better now?
Yes. Look, Jacqueline's like 3, 2, 1. He's back.
You know what it is? It's my computer. The Wi-Fi controller is actually right beside the battery or wherever it's heating up. And so as soon as it heats up, it starts to do that. So I just went and plugged it in to the plug.
It's still a little glitchy, but I can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Like your video is not clear.
It's probably hot.
Jen was seeing the same thing I was seeing, that Darth Vader voice in the blurry picture.
Well, it's better.
It's really, really not.
Oh.
Yes, Jen, I'm an intuitive tarot reader and an intuitive oracle card reader. Like I know all of like I've studied it for years, but I choose to read tarot intuitively. So an unconventional approach is amazing. Thank you for sharing that link. Tarology, awesome. Yes, Michelle, trust your intuition. Look at the pictures. Look at the colors. Read the meanings. Put your hand over a card and feel what that card is telling you.
Yeah, go with your feeling.
Trust your intuition. In Modern Mystic, I have a guide section all about tarot, and there's several articles about intuitive tarot reading because tarot can be so overwhelming. And, you know, it's just, it has a lot of history to it and a lot of techniques that can go, where do you go? A lot of techniques that can go with it. But that's where I studied it, but I still choose to go intuitive.
She was trying to say that. She says, oh my God, I was trying to say that.
Yay! Oh, absolutely, Deb. I'm an artist. I'm a painter. I do nonprofit work and I teach art and theater to kids. So I would send me a picture of your painting. I would love to see it.
I've seen some of Dad's paintings. They're pretty good.
I'll have to show her some of mine. You've seen mine. Mine are very abstract. I paint.
Am I better yet? Am I better?
You are better. It's all cleared.
Good. Just take it a second to cool off, you know.
Yes, Jacqueline. Painting is so therapeutic, and it's a form of meditation, by the way.
Yeah, anytime you're doing some sort of creativeness, painting, or I do whittling with wood.
Beautiful.
Sometimes.
We've been playing guitar.
And now playing guitar, learning that. So anytime you're doing some sort of art form or music or something like that, you're tapping into a meditation, right? So there are many things that are meditation in our life, and including doing the dishes. But preferably you can do something a little more fun than dishes, like painting.
Well, that's what I've got a giant, Michelle's talking about, she's doing watercolor. I have, Shayne has seen it in front of me. Y'all can't see it, but it's a big 4 foot by 4 foot painting that I'm still working on. I needed some more inspiration to finish it, but it's watercolor, India ink, and acrylic. So I do mixed media, and I love mixed media on canvas and books. Caitlin, absolutely. Jacqueline uses her drum.
I would definitely consider reading a form of meditation, especially if you're reading something spiritual or you're learning, and you're into what you're reading, right? So for me, it takes me a while to read a book because I don't skim. I get right into the story, or I get right into the knowledge that I'm learning. So it takes me a while, and I get kind of into it, and I get meditative about it for sure.
And Deb or Martine said she does charity for hers. Mine is so similar. That's where I'll do my nonprofit work with kids. And I've donated a bunch of my paintings to different auctions for charity for kids. And I've done a few shows, like gallery shows. And it's so much fun. And it's such a release of the extra emotions that we carry within us. It's very therapeutic. Gaia binging. Gaia. My favorite. That's all I watch.
Gaia. Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, the
Gaia. The TV. Gaia
TV, the Netflix of spirituality.
It is. Like, Shayne hadn't been watching Gaia, so I sent him my subscription stuff because I was like, you've got to watch Gaia.
And then the first show I watched was a show about a lady who cured herself of lupus. So
I know, we're working on me.
It's kind of like, working on curing those things, and I believe they can be. So
I believe it too.
I'm gonna have to send you that episode of that show.
Yeah, I've not seen that one. Was it Dr. Dispenza or no?
It was Dr. Joe. It was one of the Dr. Joe shows. I can't remember which one, but I'll have to look.
Martine, I'm down to join forces.
Join forces. Team.
Michelle,
awesome.
you can listen to the books on Kindle and Audible and like listen to it as you're laying down to go to sleep. Shayne, get on Gaia.
I am on Gaia. I have Tiffany's login. She gave it to me.
I was like, you got to watch this stuff. Jay Rotham, you have the producer of the Heal episode, right? I don't know which one that was. Oh, I'm gonna write that down. Hold up. I'm getting my paper.
Might be that one.
I'm writing that one down. Jay Rothman, Heal. Thank you so much, Deb. Yes, Audible. Real Men, Real Talk Raw. Ooh. Yes, we are the holistic healers. And that is what we're supposed to be doing, is helping to heal not only ourselves, but each other.
Yeah.
There's Kay. Hi, Kay. How you doing, sweetie?
There's Kay. Hi, Kay.
She's such a sweetheart. I just love her. Do you have any more questions for us?
Yeah, let's have some more spiritual questions. Let's have a little more 5D Ascension talk.
Oh, that one's a good one.
Or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing topics out there. There's so many spiritual topics. Anything on astrology? What's happening right now in astrology right now? What's going on with the moons and the stuff? We had our second blue
moon, and so there's so much energy with that second blue moon that's still purging a lot of old emotions, and we're releasing old ties to relationships that are not meant to be in our life anymore. So it's just like a mass cleansing along with the ending of the Lion's Gate. So it's in Uranus is retrograde. So that one is like bringing up, there's like 4 planets retrograde right now. So there's like, and each one has their own things that help us to work on healing within ourselves.
Yeah.
Ooh, that one.
Which one and what?
I was the 5D commenter. Oh, that's okay. Tell us about 5D. All right, Shayne, you wanna start that one?
5D is love. People don't understand. Okay, 3D is we're talking about our mentality or our vibration in this regard. Our vibration in a 3D sense is very dense. It's very slow. It's very sludgy. We were talking about heavy vibrations earlier in the show, at the beginning of the show, right? So our 3D vibration is a very heavy vibration. It's a very linear vibration. It's very, I have to go from point A to point B.
I blocked somebody. I don't think you saw their comment. I blocked them. They came through YouTube.
Oh.
They asked a ridiculous question. I'll tell you later.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, where was I?
Oh, it's a consciousness. So like
it's the way our consciousness is vibrating, right? So when we move to 4D, which a lot of us are in, that's the consciousness of time. And we're starting to have this thing where we start to feel like time is speeding up. and
Or there
sometimes
is
we're
no
missing
time.
time, and we're doing these kind of little jumps and skips and things with time. And there's been a little, I don't know if you guys have felt it. I've definitely noticed it over the past like 2 years or so, like lots of different time things kind of happening where and the other part
Half-life
is
stuff.
it's still linear. 4D is still linear. It's still it's a little less dense. But coming into that 4D consciousness, now you've got all this time. So instead of just going, I got to do all this stuff in 3D, I also have to do all this stuff in 4D time as well, and either get it all done and live in 3D or whatever, right?
Well,
like,
I got a question though. Like, we've got 5D, so we're talking about fifth dimension or fifth density, because are those the same thing? Because I hear people use those interchangeably, but I think they're different. So
it's still dimension, because the people are, when we're talking about dimensions, we're talking about an observation of other dimensions below us.
like the
Basically,
1D, 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D.
when we can
like
observe, when we can be, say, a 5D entity or a 5D person who's evolved into that vibration of 5D love, and that's what 5D is, love. We can see the 4D dimension, we can see the 3D dimension, we can see the 2D dimension, we can see the 1D dimension from that outlook. And that's a consciousness shift. And that's an outlook of moving from our head to our heart, to moving to that love, to that all-knowing love that, hey, we're all connected, we're all part of this universe, and we can feel it. Right. So that's 5D to me. The fifth dimension is coming from that space. It doesn't mean we're going to start to see things differently. We might start to see more things or be able to differentiate between different dimensional shifts and different perceived energies and perceive the energies that are coming from us in a different way.
I just had like
it doesn't mean we're actually going to physically shift into a fifth dimension and go, oh, we were 3D and now all of a sudden we're 5D.
I've heard people like, it's going to be on their light bodies and,
Yeah, we are. We're getting our crystalline bodies and our light bodies. They're integrating into what we have now. So we can be a string that goes through all the dimensions all the way up to our highest point, our what we call our soul star, where our connection is to our soul family and all our higher self, if you want to call it that too, right? But to get there, we have to go through all the different dimensions, and we can shift these things and call them consciousness, and say we have to get through all these different levels of consciousness. And from certain levels of consciousness, you don't need a 3D body anymore, right? Because you're aware of who you are in that regard at that level. So all we really have to do is become aware of our next level, and become aware of our next level, and become aware of our next level. And that's where, as a planet, 5D Ascension is coming in, and we are, enough of us are lifting through to that fifth dimension that we bring the energy, the collective energy.
We're channeling it into the grid
as well, right? So that's my take on the whole five-dimensional thing. And we don't have to kind of jump through the dimensions with a physical sense. And that's a very 3D point of view. If you're looking at it from a 3D point of view, saying if I'm shifting dimensions, I won't be here in the 3D anymore. Actually, yes, you still will
heard that, like, oh, people are going to disappear or blah, blah, blah.
No, we're not going to disappear. We're just going to be more one with everything, right? And move up. Right. So when we talk about people who channel entities like Daniel or Celeste, who channel entities like, say, the Pleiadians or the Arcturians and those sort of things, and those entities that are coming from us from seventh dimension or ninth dimensional star systems, and they're calling those, they are extraterrestrials. They are possibly with bodies or without bodies that are coming from different places, and because they have a better understanding of consciousness, they are at a different dimensional level and can therefore, do more things than we can, because we're limited by our belief system at these levels.
The Matrix, we're programmed.
And the Matrix, and there's the program, and all the low density energies that are trying to keep our vibration down. So our goal is to, at all times, raise our vibration, right? Be in that vibration of love.
That makes sense. And from an energetic perspective, that is where, like we were talking about Schumann resonance earlier, that is where we'll see the hertz of the Schumann resonance spiking whenever that universal solar energy is coming into our planetary system or into our earth grid. And same thing with humanity. As humanity is raising consciousness and more people are coming online spiritually awakened and becoming aware, they're connected into this grid of like a layer, like ley line layer over the 3D.
We're gonna hit.
And we're bringing, so we're anchoring in, we're channels, and we're anchoring in this higher vibration energy. And that's where grounding is so important, because we're grounding into our higher chakras, the 12 chakra system. So we're grounding from like a soul star or a galactic down through our 7 chakra system into our earth star, down into the crystalline core of Gaia, and then bringing that energy of Gaia up with us. So that's where there's that shift of the Aquarius age. I saw someone say this is the age of Aquarius. Absolutely. Yeah. This is what the Mayans were talking about with their calendar. It is that shift that Gaia is going from a 3D back to a 5D, which she was originally. She was more of a 5D during Lemurian and Atlantean ages. But because of man, because of fear, because of control from other lower forces, the vibration got lowered. So that's where that consciousness is, where we're raising that energetically as well.
They shifted their perspective. So when you change your perspective, you change your point of view, you change your belief systems, you change your programming, then you change what goes on in the world around you. So for, let's say the Mayans, who all of a sudden spontaneously disappeared off the planet because enough of them had reached that 5D or 60 or 70 or whatever level they needed to disappear from the planet, from their 3D bodies, and not be here anymore. They lifted themselves up to be more what I say, one with God or one with the universe, right?
I'm going back. Martine, very good. Yes, New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, an amazing book. If y'all have not read it or listened to it, that's a must-have. And then also, like, being connected to that 7th dimension, I understand that, because I connect very much to my higher self that is more at a 7th dimensional level. And when I connect and I do energetic healing, a lot of times it's my higher self that is activated, allowing me to do that. So it's not really me. I'm channeling that.
Channeling it down, yeah. So you're channeling it down from those higher dimensions, because originally our souls are from the highest dimension, right? So when we come down, and they call this kind of the great fall, where spirit came down to experience itself in the other dimensions, right?
Exactly.
And that's what we're doing here. We're experiencing the 3rd dimension. And we're experiencing something even more awesome. We're experiencing the shift from a 3rd dimension to a 5th dimension. And you're wondering why there's so many people on Earth right now. And there's more people on Earth right now than in any other time in the history of the Earth. And the reason being is everybody wants to get down here for the party, right? Because we're doing the lift. We're doing the ascension.
It's the biggest soul experience as far as a learning experience. And that's where our souls, those of us that resonate with being starseed, those of us that resonate with being like earth angels, our souls are light workers. Our souls chose these incarnations because our souls are learning along the way. Now, the problem with Earth and with 3D, though, is the karma. And so that's where so many of us have gotten weighed down over centuries as being old souls. We get weighed down by that karma because of life experiences. And because this realm is cause and effect. So that's where that karma does affect us. And so many of us right now are going through karmic purges, where it's not even necessarily karma from this lifetime. It's karma from past lifetimes that we're getting rid of, because we are re-elevating to that higher dimension consciousness.
Exactly.
Bam! Yes, this one. It's all about learning to face fear with love. Absolutely, sister.
And the hardest part is just being in that love space, right? Just
Constantly remind yourself, constantly bring yourself back into that awareness. That's where the breathing techniques that Shayne teaches are so vital, because it's that awareness within our own physicality to have that higher consciousness vibration. It's so cool to be able to talk about this, like, you know, and to have people understand, you know, to have community, because so often so many of us are alone with this.
Exactly.
And it's a scary thing.
And it's great to have these communities. That's why Tiffany and I do these Q&As, so that you guys can know that they're, you know, you're not crazy.
Alone.
you're not alone. You're not crazy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right.
I don't know if that's a pretty ever can ask what your parents are doing out. Oh,
so there's this one here. I'm just going to show it.
Are you? That's what I was looking at.
I'm going to speak to it, but I'm not going to speak to it because in the way you think. I'm just going to say that with regards to that topic, and especially on Facebook and YouTube and things like that, especially Facebook, I'm just going to skip over that topic, but I'm going to tell you that you should check in with a pendulum. You should check in with your spiritual tools before you make any decisions with regards to your yes or no, with regards to all that stuff that's happening in the world right now.
It's crackling again.
Check in. Yeah, see? And I'm going to just...
You're glitching. We got to get rid of it.
Get rid of that.
Yeah. Did y'all notice that? As soon as we even brought that up, even hinted on it, did y'all notice that all of a sudden Shayne started glitching? Freaking bizarre interference. Michelle, you're totally a starseed sister. Yes, Earth is where the party is. Ah, yay. I love you, Michelle. Your energy is amazing. Uh-oh, Shayne.
Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. I like Jay. I've been watching his stuff for a while on Instagram for, I don't know, a couple of years now. He's been around for a while now, and I actually haven't got his book yet.
Can't understand you.
But yeah, I like Jay.
Yes. Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. Amazing book.
Controversial stuff, and only because of, you know, I want everybody to make their own decisions. I'm a free will propagator. I want everybody to make their own decisions, and that's regards to spirit as well. Nobody should be pushed around by spirit. Nobody should be pushed around by
somebody else.
Anybody else, and any soul. Any soul shouldn't be pushing their will upon you. And that's how you can tell that your spiritual guides are true, because they're going to recommend, but they're not going to push.
No, right? if you exactly. Because we have that free will, and that is part of this experience, of this earth experience. In regards to that topic, like with the pendulum, yes. And then check in with yourself. Check in with your heart space. Think about whether that is something that's best for you. Yeah. And then check in. And if your heart feels light about it, if your heart feels comfortable with it, then it may be something that's best for you. Because all of our life situations are different, and all of our needs are different. So check in with you. If it's something that feels heavy or anxious within your heart, that would be like a no.
Yeah.
So just double check with yourself first on anything like that.
And yeah, you can do, there's even different other ways besides pendulum and things like that. You can do body talk. You can do that thing where your
finger,
where you hold your fingers like this, and you can pull.
Do the finger test, and if it pulls, then that is a yes. If it stays stuck, that is a no.
Yeah. Some people can sway, and if they turn or sway a certain way, so different ways that your body will tell you. I like the pendulum myself. I use my pendulum. That's my kind of go-to. It's simple and easy. I
used to use mine a lot more. I need to like check in with mine better. Like, I'm gonna admit it. Yes. That big gratitude is something that, like, when it comes to our higher self, our guides, our angels, even with each other, staying in that place of gratitude is so important, because that keeps our vibration high.
What about working with deities? I work with a lot.
Me too.
So whatever your belief is, so that's the thing. Our belief systems allow us to have multiple beliefs. So if you're working with, say, Norse gods, or say Egyptian gods, or say Celtic gods, or earth spirits, or fae, or dragons, or whatever it is that you are working with, and you believe in it, go with it. Because if those deities are coming to you with love, right? And that's what I mean by free will. They're never going to ask you to do something against your free will. Yeah. You're always going to be able to say no. They're always going to do things that are with love and with your highest interest in mind, right?
And if not, that's not for you.
And if not, then they're not the right deity, right? So make sure you're checking. Always say, I love you when you hear the voices, when you hear, when you feel the energies come, say, I love you. They have to say, I love you back. And yeah. So when I work with deities, that's how I work with them. And yeah, you ask for the help. You say, please help me, please.
Well, and a lot of times, like those of us that work with deities, different ones will come to us at different times in our lives based on what we need. And so like, for me, one of the first deities that I ever experienced was Bridget, who's a Celtic goddess. And I was a teenager. And I had a dream with this woman, and she was amazing and so loving and maternal. And I went to the library at like 16, and I like was researching like crazy, trying to find out who this was. And it was Bridget, the Celtic goddess. And then it shifted to where eventually from Bridget, I worked with Freya, you know, or I worked with Odin, or from different pantheons. And from like my perspective, like with Shayne, is deities are like, you have your archangels, you have your angels, your archangels, and you have your deities, and you have ascended masters. And they're all just a little bit on a different vibrational level. But those that come to us with love to assist us, those are the ones that we go to for guidance and for help.
Yeah.
Goddess Isis is amazing, Michelle. Absolutely phenomenal. I have worked with her many a times. I saw with Caitlin, when it comes to family being at odds over each other, you need to separate yourself from that energy and go with what's best for you. And shield yourself energetically. Don't allow others to really influence you as much for what's best for you. You need to do what's best for you.
Is what you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
When you're super overwhelmed with all the negativity, the best thing you can do is remove yourself from the situation for a little bit. Go ground your energy. Shield yourself before going back to that situation.
Wear crystals, black tourmaline.
Wear some crystals, quartz. Yeah.
Absolutely. And just stay true to what is best for you. That's the thing, because what's best for you is going to be different probably from what's best for others, you know, and that's where you need to stand in your empowerment and stand in your sovereignty. Kay has it perfect. There are no right answers. It's just accepting the opinions of others and understanding their perspective. Yes, love, that is correct.
And that goes for the interdimensional beings as well.
You
don't have to accept their opinion either, right? So your beliefs are your beliefs, and your intention is your intention. So everything runs in the universe from that perspective. We are creators. So essentially we are God, or we are deities. We just happen to be stuck with our perspective in the 3D. So we're only creating in the 3D. And when we started creating in the 4D, now we're creating in the 4D where we have, okay, in the future, I'm going to create this. I'm going to create this in the future. But we need to get to creating in the 5D where it's just like, I love this so much, it magically appears in my life.
It's a manifestation. And that's where y'all are going to notice that. Like, that's why I post so many affirmations and manifestation stuff on a daily basis, is because that is our next step. And that is our creator self. To where the more we do those affirmations, the more we believe them, the more we empower those affirmations, the more they're going to happen for us. It's that law of attraction. And we are really stepping into that right now, where manifestation is happening faster and faster, because that veil is much thinner between that 4D, 5D realm, or 5D consciousness. Hope that makes sense. Shayne, what's going on?
My camera froze. I'm still here though.
Oh no!
Hold on, I'll be orange. And then I'll be
Sad
green again.
face.
And I'm back. Don't worry, I'm back. I fixed it. I was trying to fix the glitch anyways, because I think I'm back smooth again.
You are smooth, no more glitchy. Because it was glitched.
I was eliminating things while we were talking. I was eliminating things one by one. I'm like, is it this? Nope. And then we talk for a little bit. Is it this? Nope. And I talk for a little bit. I think I figured it out. I'm much brighter though. Holy
you are very bright. Michelle, absolutely white buffalo woman, amazing. I've worked with the butterfly before. And Archangel Gabriel, all of them are beautiful. This one's a really good question. It says, what are your feelings on visions and dreams? I have foretold many, many things. How does one not take ownership over the happenings and learn from the teachings? And there's the best deck for Celtic everything is Angels and Ancestors. Yes, the Kyle Gray one. Amazing.
How do you not take ownership over it? Well, it depends. It depends on if it's for somebody else or for something that's already in your life. I mean, if it's in my life, I kind of am the owner. I have to realize that from all perspectives in my life,
it's responsibility.
I'm the architect, I'm the creator. So even if I'm not creating on a conscious level, I'm creating on a subconscious level. That's something that I put into my life. Maybe even my highest self put into my life. So even from that standpoint, I've created my life. So I take ownership by knowing that. Whether it's something I created or something that's not created by me is coming from the external, I'm looking at it now and saying, okay, that's something that I need in my life to learn from or to jump to the next level and figure it out from there. So that's my ownership, I guess.
Yeah, in a way, like you like with, okay, so like visions and dreams, definitely keep a dream journal for those kind of things, or keep notes on your phone, because but I'm not really understanding, I guess, the question when it comes to like that ownership aspect. Like if you're having visions or dreams that are coming true, then that is part of your claircognizance. That's part of your ability. But I would see that as separate from ownership. I would see that as you're seeing a timeline, maybe for other people, or you're tapping into the Akashic field, the Akashic record, and gaining that information. And in that sense, that would be something separate from you. And then the ownership aspect would be the responsibility of the things that you are manifesting.
So she's clarifying here, guilty feeling. So when you have a vision and you can't really stop what's happening and you feel guilty after, I guess.
Oh, baby, I understand. That's where some things are out of our control. And that's where you have to understand that even though you may have this vision and you can see what's going to happen for somebody else, that's still their free will. And that is still their own timeline. And so you can try to assist them, but don't get so entangled in it to where it's affecting you energetically as well. Mm-hmm. So keep that discernment, that separation between someone else and yourself.
And then I guess, why did you have the visions in the first place? And why are they coming true? Exactly. So what is this gift for? Maybe exploring a little bit in meditation, why you're getting this information ahead of time and what the reason is, so that you can move or make an action on that. Because Spirit's probably telling you to, like, why do you get a vision like that? Because I don't get them. I understand what she's talking about.
It's a prophetic vision, or a dream that you have that's reoccurring, that is so impacting that it's going to occur. And then you can try to prevent an incident from occurring that could be negative for somebody else, but you've got to understand that is still their free will. And so you can plant those seeds to help them. But it's like Shayne said, why are you being given these visions? What is the purpose of them for you?
Mm-hmm. And you're not alone.
No, you are not alone.
Lisa's getting them. Tiffany's getting them. And I bet you there's a lot of people that are getting them and not saying anything.
Oh, there's so many. Even my dad, who is like very like scientific, Mr. Geologist. Even him, he's had some where he'll like tell me, oh, I knew that was going to happen because I saw that in a dream. And I'm like, that's where I get my stuff from. I get it from him. It's just he's not fully aware about it yet. Oh, crystals are my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some crystals.
Everybody loves crystals. Yeah. We talked about this last week, actually, with crystals, how to give power to them or how to program them.
Mm-hmm.
So you program them with your intention, right? It's a nice ring. Labradorite.
Oh, yes.
So use your intention. And then I mentioned that if you have a pointed crystal and if it has different faces on the point, you can program it with as many faces as it has. So you could have it do multiple things. Preferably, I do just one thing per crystal because it's easier to remember. Like this crystal does protection. This crystal is like my manifesting crystal. This is my healing crystal, etc. Right? So
I got my chakra ones. I've got mine I use for myself or mine that I use for other people, or I do gridding. So I have some right here to my right that are set up in a healing grid. So those kind of things. And I do a hedge, a protection hedge around my home where in small jars, like I'll take like a small jar and I'll put raw black tourmaline, raw selenite. I'll put salt and black salt. I cork it, seal it. I dig a hole. I have 4 of them. I dig a hole at each corner of my property and I plant one with the intention of creating a grid that is going to protect my home on all levels. So crystals are phenomenal like that.
You can also do this. You can tell the crystal to do whatever the person needs or whatever you need, right?
Yes.
So, and allow that channeled energy to come through the crystal. The great thing about crystals is there's so many of them and they're very helpful tools. Now, back to this one here where Deb said, when we were talking about crystals, I lost it. Anyways.
Which one? Let me see.
There it is. Sorry, I just didn't scroll enough. It's a tool. So, and she says here, we're essentially the powerhouse. Well, the great thing about having crystals is that we can use them to charge ourselves, charge our own powerhouse. And really, when we're using tools and we're asking spirit to help us with the use of tools, the tools make it 10 times easier for spirit to help us.
They're an ally. They're an energetic ally.
Definitely keep your tools, keep them clean,
cleanse them.
Keep them decluttered. Don't keep them all piled in a bowl together.
Shush! Don't.
People say, I have crystals, and then they show you a picture of a bowl full of crystals that are just all mixed together.
Mine are all mixed together. Organize mine. How about that? Because I have so many. I need some shelves, y'all.
It's an energy thing, really. Each crystal resonates different energies, and you're mixing them all together. It's fine. I mean, it's not bad, but they're going to work better if they're spaced out and you know what's kind of going on with them.
Well, I feel them. They tell me.
Callista's got a Moldavite ring. I love Moldavite. I love all the vites that come from extraterrestrial places.
Anything that ends with ITE, actually.
Anything that comes from space, I like it.
But don't put them in
a few different ones.
They're non-water ones.
Don't put Moldavite in water, yeah.
Anything that ends with ITE, don't put it in water.
What are your favorite manifestation technique?
I do sticky notes.
Sticky notes.
I seriously do sticky note. I will do affirmations and I will have sticky note in places as reminders.
Gratitude.
Oh, absolutely.
Gratitude is my favorite manifestation technique. So just being thankful for what you already have and being thankful for what's coming to you, right? Because you know what you've asked for. So you have to be thankful for it already because you know what's coming.
In a deep, good meditative state, then you can really, really set that intention for those manifestations.
Yeah.
So you get yourself in like that beta, or whatever, delta, I can't remember right now. You get yourself into that deep meditation and like really, really, really focus on that intention.
Mm-hmm. This is a good question here coming up. Calista recently ordered an evil eye. For those of you who don't know what an evil eye is, it's a
The
bead
Nazar.
or a gem that's a special color, right?
Oh, Eye of Horus.
So it's a rock, just so some people might not know. And it's a special rock or bead
I don't know
that
where
has.
got
Do you
some.
have one? I don't have one here either.
Mine's in my bathroom. I had it on earlier. I have one that's a tiger eye. Throughout multiple cultures, that evil eye, that it is so protective. Like in Jewish culture, in ancient Egypt, I mean, across the board, it is just a protective energy that basically, if people are wishing you ill will, it's going to stop that ill will in its tracks.
So what tips do you have to protect us from social media jealous people? After reading about evil eye, I stopped posting on SOCMED. I don't know what SOCMED is. I'm assuming it's something like Facebook or something.
She came to me before. I wonder what, let me see. Why would she quit posting about?
So I want to talk about this because it does happen to us as well.
Yeah.
On social media, and I hope, and I think it happens to everybody. When you or somebody is putting themselves out there on social media, you're opening yourself up to all the energies that are abound, right? And when people have negative energies towards you, they can send those to you through the social media, right? They can be like, they can either, without even typing on your post, right?
It's an energetic thing.
It's an energy thing, right? So what I ended up doing is using protective symbols in some of my pictures. I've
on
changed,
your phone.
Don't one of the things that one of the tips I might have for you is don't put a raw picture on the internet. And the reason being is if you change even a filter or the contrast and all this stuff, it ends up taking away the original energy of the photo.
Oh, so filters are protective.
In a way, yeah. I mean,
I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, because it's skewing your energetic body.
And it's something that Spirit told me to do a couple years ago, and I never really think about it anymore because I just automatically like hit. There's a button on my phone that does automatic like it just automatically upgrades everything perfectly for you. It's like fancy. So
like right now, you and I, if we were not protected the way we are, which we are highly protected, we're very vulnerable energetically because we're putting ourselves out there.
Yeah. And we've already had a few, like scammer type people, and then you block them and they get mad at you. So they send you mad energy, right? So that stuff happens too. And people can actually literally attack you in social media as well with their words and other ways too. So, yeah, you have to have that protection. You have to have that kind of like, even before if you were to post something, think about it. Does it need to be posted? What's the reason why I'm posting this?
Yeah, like
am I posting this just to get likes and loves from people? Am I posting this because I'm trying to, show somebody that I'm better than them? What is your reason for posting?
Yeah,
always remember
for it?
There's always a reason for everything. There's always a reason. You don't do anything for no reason. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Actually, you do know why you did that. You're just not willing to accept why you didn't do that. So there's a big difference. And I think what's going on, so you have to have that belief, and you have to know that if people are going to attack you through social media, you have to believe that you're protected and do things to do that, right? So use a filter, put a protective symbol on your pictures. I use some stuff on my YouTube. There's always a protective symbol.
I draw Reiki symbols on all my stuff energetically, and I use essential oils. And I do it on my phone. You'll see us when we're Palo Santoing our phone. Selenite, black tourmaline in the windows. Drawing protective. Mirrors. Salt. Mirrors. Draw protective symbols on your mirrors because
Definitely. If you don't know what a protective symbol is, you could just use, like, if you're a religious person in, say, Christianity, you could use a cross. If you're Jewish, you could use the Star of David, right? Like any spiritual symbol, that the Om symbol, etc. Anything that you believe in and that has that kind of history of being a protective symbol.
I did the Celtic cross.
Celtic cross, same thing, right? So, and whatever your belief is, put those in the corners of your mirror with a little marker or something, and your television screens and your computer screens. If you don't want to write right on the screen, put a little piece of tape and then write it on the little piece of clear cellophane tape.
With his protective symbol.
I actually ordered stickers with my protection symbols on it, and I just stick them to my stuff now. So like even the back of my microphone has my protective symbol on it.
Because it protects that channel, that energy that we are sending out, and then that energy that's coming back.
Your volume is gone, sweetie.
Oh no!
You're in tin land again. You need a microphone. We got to get you a microphone. What does it mean when they break? It did its job. Okay, so when your necklace, that's a good question. When your necklace or your bracelets snap and they go flying everywhere, typically that is it's doing its protectiveness job. It's taking a hit for you. That could be the one reason. Another reason could be you've vibrated higher, or you've reached the next upgrade level and you don't really need that particular protection anymore, and you've been ignoring it for a while, even though you felt like you should change your bracelet like 3 days ago. That's happened to me. Oh yeah, I'll get around to change. I should probably go downstairs and find a new bracelet and get it charged on the altar. Nope, didn't do that. Waited 3 days, and then boom, bracelet breaks. Forces you to go and get a new bracelet, right? So it could be that too. But usually, like I have a few things that just snapped sitting there, just broke sitting there. Bam, like a crystal just breaks in half spontaneously on your altar. I've seen it done. So it does happen. And it usually is taking an energetic hit for you. So I always thank it. And usually they're not good to use anymore if they're broken, right?
I go plant them in the earth underneath a tree.
Kay is referring to the evil eye. Same thing. It's a crystal. It's taking that hit.
Yeah. Yes, edit your
Even
photos.
Deb says always edit your photos, even
Agreed.
if you just have cropping out your background or whatever it is, because you have to think people are looking at your background. There's a reason that I have a background and not just my room.
Me too. I've got my
behind me.
energies behind me, but I've got the background because I'm protecting my own energy.
So you're only getting this square of space. This is it. This is all you're getting of my energy, right? And then whatever I bring into frame. And I will mention that I have crystals like right in front of my monitor.
Oh my
This is
gosh.
selenite. I can clear it. Right.
I'm surrounded.
Oh, your sound's back. Yay.
I cleared it.
Good. Yeah, and filters are protective.
And cameras. Stage them, polish onto them, put protective symbols on them. Mirrors can act as an interdimensional portal gateway. So negative energies can try to access your home through them. So
yeah, we're tuning again.
Mirrors.
Crap. Use the mirrors. Use the symbols on the mirrors for sure. Yeah. Mirrors and television screens. I mean, I travel around to hotels. That's why I know the tape trick. It's the television screens and mirrors in hotels. Oh, because you can't really smudge a lot of the times in hotels because they don't allow smoking and things. And so for me, using that tape and a little symbol on the mirrors and on the television screen worked great.
Martine has a question, and it's a pendulum question, and but we're not doing readings right now.
Oh.
It's the last one. But I'm getting an answer.
Well, you should talk to Deb anyways on the side. You guys should PM each other anyways. So we are getting close to our hour and a half, and I just put up this question. Callista's here, and she's from Callista, you're from the Philippines or somewhere, am I right? It's like mid-morning. It's like midnight. What's that, sorry?
Oh, Callista has so much good information that she's been sharing.
What about wearing red coral? Will it protect? I'm not big on the red coral savviness, but Tiffany says yes.
I wear turquoise or red coral. Yes.
You're all tinny again, Tiffany.
We need to do a class, Tips 101. I wrote it down.
Yeah, I make stickers too.
Yes, singing bowl. Singing bowl's clear space.
Yeah.
Listen to Shayne's 12-hour singing bowl. Play it on like your TV or something in the house. I do it every night, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I actually put together for 12 hours a lot of my other singing bowls. So it's probably about, I think it's about like a 2.5 hour loop of different bowls. So it's a pretty long set of singing bowls. And it just loops for 12 hours with a black screen. So you can listen to it while you sleep. And it's on my YouTube. Speaking of, so we should probably throw out our YouTube links and things again, but I lost everything when I was trying to fix my computer.
Deb is asking you to post it, that black screen one.
I'll just go to my YouTube and give you the quick link to it since we're talking about it right now.
I swear I listen to the 12-hour, the 10-hour one every night, and it's phenomenal. I used to listen to like solfeggios, 432 hertz, stuff like that. But the crystal bowls have really helped me because I've got a lot of elevation going on where I'm raising my vibration more. So it'll really help clear your space too. Yeah.
That one's an older video. I'm having to scroll a little bit for that. I do a daily video. For those of you who don't know, I do a daily video. So there's like 200 videos to scroll through here.
He's got a bunch.
Here's the link. Okay.
How's my voice?
Still teeny.
Darn it.
Yeah, it's because the phone heats up or whatever it is.
It's not hot.
I don't know. It's that Samsung S10.
I know. I'm manifesting a new phone.
Oh, thanks, Kay. I enjoy doing it. Sunday is my next singing bowls. They are free and they are live here on Facebook. And I'll probably set it up as soon as, because we'll be in the studio here anyway. So I'll probably set it up to share out this evening anyways.
And then you can get a reminder.
So that's the link for the 12-hour singing bowls. Do check out and subscribe to the YouTube as well. And Tiffany's YouTube is just getting started. She's got 13 subscribers already. And I was just looking at yours. And she's live there right now. So head over and watch us there. Right?
And I got a TikTok. You can come find me at The Modern Mystic on TikTok.
The
Kay
Modern Mystic on TikTok.
Kay's one of my biggest supporters.
And then as well, all the links are on our link trees, which are in the descriptions of this video. So if you go up to the description of the video that you're watching on Facebook or in YouTube, you can click on those links and you can find the link tree that brings you to a page with all of our links. So you can go to the
We're
group,
easy to find.
You can book a session with us, or you can do you can find a TikTok and subscribe on one link. So, or Instagram, so yeah, head over and find us on all the platforms and
all the things.
Yeah. And yeah, are we done? Are we saying thank you? It kind of feels like it.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a goodbye.
Kind of feels like it. Feels like the energy's going. Ooh.
I dig it. Yeah. So we can close it out. Is my voice still funny?
No, you're back.
Sweet.
So yeah, head over to those things. For those of you who want to check out Tiffany's Reiki or her mentoring and all that sort of stuff, all her links are there too. And yeah, join both the Facebook groups. Join my group and Tiffany's group. My group is called 5D Love Ascension, right? So we're all going up to that Love Ascension in the 5D. And Tiffany's group is called the Modern Mystic Group. She has actually a couple other groups. If you're an empath, you might want to join Mystic Empath, which is your newest group.
That one, empaths. I'm still adding stuff to that one.
It's still new. It's still new, that group. So, but it's an engaging group right now.
I love
People
you,
are chatting in it. Kay says, do it. You won't regret it. That being said, join all the things, follow all the stuff, and you will be able to see us next time we're live as well.
And Michelle and Deb, message me.
Definitely. Yeah, you guys message and get in touch. I'll be here Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. That's noon for you Pacific folks. and 8 p.m. in the UK. Pretty good at that, aren't I?
You are.
Unless you're on not on daylight savings time, and then you're an hour off, right?
It could be with me. I was,
and that's 3:30 Newfoundland.
seriously?
For my Newfoundland friends.
You're showing off now.
Well, in Canada, if you're in Newfoundland, which is the furthest east you can be, they gave them a half time zone where it's like a half-hour difference. I don't know why.
That is bizarre.
So it's 8:30 in Newfoundland. No.
Yes, Teresa, go give me some love on YouTube. I'm still getting it started, but I need some love on there.
Yeah, check out Tiffany's YouTube. It's just getting started, and she's posting her TikTok videos and things up there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And this is up there, and our live is up there. And Florida for Michelle. Nice. Awesome.
I'm Texas. Shayne is Canada.
Canada up here. Western Canada. All right, Tiffany, thanks for a wonderful show. I'm sorry that my video didn't work sometimes, but we got it fixed, I think. It's fixed now.
If y'all have any questions or anything, just shoot us a message, okay? We're here for you. You're not alone.
And that's the thing. We're always available to chat with peoples, and we're very personal. So get in touch with us if you need. And yeah, until next time. Yes, I do have Instagram as well, and it's there in the link tree. Everything should be there in that link in the link tree, so you can find everything there.
So I've got an Instagram too. I can't seem to grow that one very much, but it's there.
I'm there, and I'm small.
I post
all my stuff is there. So, and yeah. So thank you everybody for joining. Thank you for your wonderful, wonderful questions and for sticking it out and learning with us tonight. We really, really appreciate it. It's one of those things. It doesn't work unless you guys show up and ask the questions. So we have to say you guys are really the stars of the show. We're just here to help, and we thank you for joining us. And we love you all. So love you, and bye for now.
Bye for now. We'll be back soon.